Okay, we're back, and we'll see how long we can stay awake for, because I am severely tired. Alright, let's get this stuff out of the work area and see where in the hell we left off at, which was on these Shermans, no doubt. 8th Armored Brigade Shermans. Okay. God, these things are really wide. Very, very wide. So I guess the next thing we need to do is we'll probably need to paint the tracks. Well, this is ready to be weathered. Oh, we don't have the spare road wheels painted. Well, dadnabbit. Yeah, let's paint up this Firefly. Or let's move towards painting up the Firefly. All right, for that we're gonna need the German black-brown color. And Russian uniform also to paint these things over. Let's do one thing at a time. Let's go ahead and paint these tracks. And we'll see how long we're able to last. I actually didn't feel like painting at all, but all right. I actually had dinner and I fell asleep on the couch. Still not 100% from the stupid cough, lingering cough that left over from this weekend. Actually, from the past weekend. Not even this one. Okay, now for the ones on the turret. That looks a bit better. That looks a bit better. Let's go ahead and paint the parts of the extra track there. That one has none, and this one has some. Okay, and there's no extra spare track on here, on this one. Okay, so this is still drying on here. Let me get a coat on there. I forgot I had a little Kugelwagen up here. All right, let's get some Russian uniform. There we go. That's what we needed to see. Let's go ahead and remove this. Man, I really wish I'd find out who the hell this patient zero is. I'm gonna stomp a mud hole in their face. Patient zero, you asshole. Had a cough for over a week now. All right. So with that said, we need to do tracks here and tracks on all the other guys too. I think I'm going to do that before I do the road wheels. So let's zip this back off to the side. And like I said, I really wasn't even in the mood of doing this tonight. So we'll see. How long I do this is up to you guys. Hey, Harvey. Is it morning over there? Super early morning. You just stumble in from the pub? I meant to look up what the name of this town is that this fight's over, because I don't know my French pronunciations. I can do okay, but they start adding accents that go in different directions. I honestly don't know what the hell they mean. Stumbled in from the pub, indeed. Well, you guys have those things to stumble in from. We don't have them here. You know. There's only one place in town that I would call it a pub. The place is called Blackadder, and they make their own. Yes, it's even done. It's even done in the same font as the TV show. And the place is quite homey. What is the name of this town? I know there's a pronunciation in here. It's spelled Lingevres. Longevre. Longevre.
Lingèvre.
What?
Lingèvre.
Longevre.
Lingèvre.
Missing a few
Lingèvre.
syllables there. Longevre. Okay. Yeah, and here's the church. I saw that and I'm like, man, I know somebody makes a church for that. That's actually in this scenario. Longevre. Okay. Kind of like that silly name town you guys have in England that's called Leicester, but it's like freaking this long. It's not Leicester, it's Leicester. Like, what? Blame the French. We'll get some of these on the underneath part. So I actually found out that this particular scenario takes place in this little French town that is to the south of Bayeux or Bayeux, where the tapestry is. Well, I don't know if the tapestry's there. Tapestry actually might be in Cannes, but it's the Bayeux tapestry. And the units that actually fought in this town were the 50th Infantry Division and the 7th Armored. Desert Rats were in there too. So maybe I'll do some Desert Rat Cromwells at some later point. Although I don't like Cromwells, but they do look nice with a little muzzle brake. I just don't like that they have a high tendency of having a white star on them. And mine won't. I'm not putting any white stars on my British or Commonwealth vehicles. Nope, not that. You have lots of places like that. The Chester are of Roman origin. Here we have Towchester, pronounced toaster. What? Or Bicester, Bister. That's just silly. That is just silly. Yeah, that one at first when you said that, I thought for sure that'd be Leicester, right? Leicester. Silly. Oh, blame it on the Romans. Oh, blame it on the Romans. The toga wearing Romans. All right. Looks a lot better with the tracks painted. And they're not even weathered yet. Okay, next one. Yeah, those English words don't make any sense until you go to Wales. Like, what in the hell? What's wrong with you people? A pub on Tuesday night. I don't do well drinking at night, unless it's whiskey. Then I do just fine. Well, like a beer, I'm screwed. I have a beer late, I'm gonna feel terrible. Have whiskey late, no problem. What have the Romans ever done for us? I know you guys always repeat that. I know it's from a skit. Is it from the Life of Brian or something? I've only seen Life of Brian one time. I got this other guy that I know that dislikes anything Roman. Now, the Romans were assholes, but man, at least you had a chance with some mobility, some upward mobility. Sure, they're corrupt and everything, but Life of Brian, okay. Yeah, I only saw it one time. Rocks for sale. Get your fresh rocks here. I'll take 2 flat ones and a bag of gravel. Nah, it's the Holy Grail that I've seen a bunch of times. My daughter, I think, saw it for the first time when she was like 10, and really still has fond memories of it. And I wasn't even. promoting it that much. Although I do wonder how long were they sitting in the movie theater before they realized it wasn't real. It wasn't a real intermission. Yeah. 15 fucking minutes. I came here for an argument. Oh, this is abuse. Oh, man. Well, hopefully you Brits don't get too upset using these Sherman tanks. I guess they were just so busy concentrated building aircraft because they didn't really use any. I didn't really use any American aircraft. Used to use the quote, 3 is the number of the counting. I did. 4 is right out. Yep. Yep. I guess they were so busy building aircraft. They figured, well, we'll go ahead and take some help on the Shermans. And the Sherman's not a bad tank. I mean, you know. Spacious. But the Brits really didn't use much American aircraft. I mean, sure, they used some Wildcats on some of the escort carriers. What do they call them, martlets or something like that? I think so. No, they didn't use any captured bombers. I mean, I'm sure there's examples of them using it, but I mean, you know, they built their own Lancasters and Halifaxes and all that stuff. I've seen pictures of Spitfires with British markings. That just seems so wrong. I mean, with U.S. markings, that just seems so wrong. It's the second or the third one? I think it's the second one. Well, you know, this process just takes a while. But then you only have to do it once. Okay. And this Shermie's done. This one. With the chap with the beret. Man, this cough that just will not go away. The Brazilian cough that we all picked up in Orlando. Longève. Okay. Well, that church in Longève, I swear somebody makes a miniature of it. Or at least one that looks a hell of a lot like it. Bomber Command didn't use many U.S. built planes. Coastal Command, plenty in the Mediterranean, P-40s, light bombers. Yeah, P-40s, yes. Bombers? I just can't think of any. What's that bomber that they used down there at the beginning of the war in the desert? Oh man, I can't think of it right now. My brain's fried, anyways. It's the only reason I don't want to come on here. My brain's fried. Not the Halifax. That's gonna drive me crazy. I was just reading about him. The Blenheim. That's the Blenheim. I think that's the one. Yep. Kind of a cool looking plane. The Boston, yep. Yeah, they made all kinds of different aircraft. Some of them more successful than others. Still one more, or this is the last one? Just gotta do the Firefly. Okay. Now, like I said, it's one of those things that takes a while, but you only have to do it once. Well, I can tell you this: the RAF did not use any aircraft that were unattractive and were worth a damn. So there were some unattractive aircraft the RAF used, but they weren't worth a damn. All this, all the planes that did well look good. Blackburn Rock, piece of shit, looked like crap. Well, the one thing I'll say for the RAF though, it doesn't matter whether the plane was a piece of crap or not. They had good pilots. It's not like the RAF had any crappy pilots. A bomber called the Boston. That's like the U.S. have an aircraft called it the Cardiff. American bomber called the Shropshire. Let's see what this Boston aircraft is. I think the Boston's not a bad looking plane. Yeah, and the Hudson, I think those were both similar type planes. But the Blenheim's a good looking plane. Kind of has a. This particular one has almost like a front, like an Messerschmitt 410. British bomber, Boston. Oh, is it the same as the A-20? Hmm. Interesting plane. Kind of compact. What's that? It's that two-seater fighter. The Paul Bolton Defiant. Might not have been a very effective aircraft. I actually think it's a good looking plane. Yes, the A-20. Okay. Was it called the Havoc or something like that? You know what bomber I think is really attractive? A B-26. I think the B-26 Marauder is a really good looking aircraft. As opposed to a B-25, which I don't think the B-25 is very attractive at all. I used to have a model of a B-25. I didn't like it. It was an attractive plane. I didn't know there was a Boston. Lincolnshire. Lincolnshire. It's funny. I wonder why Boston's not called New Boston then. Okay, and Mr. Firefly. No. Wasn't there a U.S. cruiser called the Worcester? If it, if we did have one, it was a Cleveland class or Baltimore class, or it may have been a class that they were getting ready to make, and they never did it. I want to say that was what it was. I want to say it was a post-war. What was that Baltimore class after the Baltimore? The Des Moines class? I think it's one of those. I'll look it up in a second. Yeah, it was. I think it was a light cruiser. I think it was like an improved Cleveland. I think it was an improved Cleveland. Is it named after the sauce? Better to name it a sauce than having a U.S. cruiser named Beans and Toast or something. I want to say there is a U.S. Worcester. Worcester class cruiser was a light cruise in the U.S. Navy, third ship to carry that name, launched in '47. So it's a post-war ship. Looks like it improved Cleveland. Well, they've got some funky 6-inch guns. It's like they're dual purpose 6-inch guns. Looks like a Cleveland. It's like a Cleveland with A, B, C, and X, Y, Z turrets. 3 in the front, 3 in the back. Post-war. You know what ship is absolutely gorgeous? The Alaska class. Alaska class are just absolutely gorgeous ships. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 6-inch anti-aircraft. Yeah, that's a big grenade going off. That's a really big grenade going off. Okay, so we're going to have to paint the edge of this barrel in white. Let us get some white out here. You could do a whole like post-war type thing. Wasn't it? MPC used to make a model of a Tiger, which I guess means that whatchamacallit did too. Airfix. Tiger was like a improved colony class cruiser or something like that. Tiger, and what was the other one? Black Prince, isn't that a Black Prince? I think as well. Oh, the Tiger might have been like the World War One Tiger, just a one Tiger class cruiser. No, there's 3 of them. Tiger, Lion, and Blake. Well, they're much better looking than the Vanguard. I do not like the Vanguard at all. And the reason I don't like the Vanguard is they went back and used the old 15-inch gun turrets, like, you know, kind of silly that the pinnacle of the firepower was on the old Rodney and built in 23 or something like that, had 60-inch guns, and then all the battleships after that were reverted to 14s or 15s. 14s for the King George V class. And 15s for old Vanguard that was finished after the war. Blake. Was he like one of those privateers? Blakey. Only Minotaur, Swiftsure, and Superb. Superb is a great freaking name. Were completed by late 45. Yeah. Yeah, I like British cruisers. Okay. Firefly barrel. Oh, Royal Navy always prefer a twin turret for the ease of reliability of ammo supply. I also don't like those the triple turrets where the center gun is not as long as the other ones. Just looks weird. Looks unfinished. Like somebody was smoking something in the Admiralty that day. Something wrong with our bloody ships today. Just gonna paint this side white, and then we'll come in with a dark green and do the wavy top part.
Yeah, I'm the PA. And so pretty much right now it's all correspondence, calendar management, babysitting. And that's about it. Right now I
And
haven't had a
it
chance
doesn't look like
to
it doesn't look like this barrel is drilled out. I had no idea. Well, we need to go rectify that right now.
travel booking is very different. I'm still learning the private plane aspect of it all. And that was my first big project for him, was planning his wife's wedding.
Let's go up bigger. Well, they did the firefly. It was supposed to. The barrel was supposed to blend in, and I'm with it the whole way, until the part where they say the top part was painted dark green. Like that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I get the end being white, so it gets gloss, but I don't understand the top being dark green. Because he wanted to blend in so that they weren't a target. As soon as the big cats realized, shoot for the Sherman with a much longer barrel. It's the one that can really hurt us. But why is the top of it dark green? If it's supposed to try to blend in the sky, you want the top of it like blue, not dark green. You got a dark green sky, you got some serious pollution problems. But it doesn't make any sense to me either. Now, is this the one that we used for the lettering? Yeah. Now, yeah, everybody likes a firefly. I don't know if I can. You know what? I'm not 100% on any of these colors. Yeah, I like that one. I think it's supposed to be German military green or something. German camouflage dark green. No. I actually don't like the way this looks. And then we'll paint the top. Okay. It just doesn't make any sense why it's that way. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense why the top of it's dark green. Okay. Well, I think I'm actually going to call it for the night because I am extremely tired. But we did manage to paint the tracks. Next thing's the road wheels on these guys. They look a hell of a lot better with the tracks painted. It just adds another little color on there. But man, the Firefly looks smaller just because it's